Kids, it's Darwin time. That's right. You knew he was coming because of Bonebreaker, who's coming up in a little while. But it's Darwin. Okay, Darwin comes with 2 accessories, 2 hands that look like that. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on that because that's a pretty short shit of accessories. Darwin himself, though, I don't hate this figure or character. It's kind of interesting power, always knowing how to survive, or always adapting to survive. That's interesting. I did think it was stupid how he survived the Krakoa by converting to energy and then surviving in Vulcan. I thought that was stupid. But, you know, I guess when you really think about it, what is wrong with his feet? I guess when you really think about it, it's kind of hard to come up with a way to convincingly make this guy, you know, come back alive. Where was he for the past 1,000 years? Or, yeah, now, I don't know, it's like 30 years, 10 years or something. But where was he all that time? So, yeah. Yeah, that's kind of tough. But, I mean, I don't hate him. I kind of dig him. You know, it's a funky character with a funky power. And, you know, X-Men excel at those things. You know, they should have funky powers and funky characters. And mutants shouldn't all look normal and pretty like Jean and Emma and all that. Some of them should be oddball alien looking. Because, you know, it helps add to that fear factor. And the allegory. You know, whether you think it's an allegory for racism or something else, it is an allegory and we know it. So, you know, embrace, because part of it is looking different. And as you can see, Darwin looks way different. Very different than anybody else. So, yeah. You're not going to mistake this guy for, you know, supermodel. If he says, "Come on, sugar, you ain't gonna straighten up in your seat, man." There, finally. So yeah, of all those introducing Deadly Genesis, I only like Darwin. Well, there's 2 we never really get to know. They're just kind of placeholders because they die pretty quickly. There's Vulcan, who is, honestly, he makes his brother Scott look interesting. And yeah, I mean, then there's Darwin. So I mean, it wasn't a big contest to see who was better. I know a lot of people shit on this figure because there's just nothing there, and you're right, there is nothing there. But you know, this is what $7 Marvel Legends are for. It's for when they just do the minimal effort, and you still want it. And I did still want this figure. I mean, it was just like I want him, but you know, I mean, $25 for that's terrible. $7? That's good. I like $7 for that. So yeah, that's what I bought him for, $7. And got the Bonebreaker piece, which is the one I really wanted out of the set. Pitches me out when it's got, you gotta buy so much for a Build-A-Figure. And yeah, Bonebreaker's next. So Darwin's out here in the freezing cold, and he's going to survive it because he'll grow fur or something. I don't know. I don't think they've done much with Darwin lately. I think he's just kind of faded away. I think he went into X-Factor investigations for a little while and then just faded out, which is fine. I mean, you know, I think they should have done more with the character, but that's me talking. You know, and I can talk a lot about unused potential, unused characters, and yeah, I think this character deserved a little bit more than you know, than that one off and then like, oh, everybody forgot about him again. I think he did do a couple other stories, but not too prominent in any of them. That's weird because, you know, I think Darwin had the potential to be B-list at the least, you know, and I think he's on C or D right now. That's my guess. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how you do the rankings either way, but you know, I mean, he's not bad. I mean, he's not a bad figure either. I don't know why they're putting pins, why they left pins in him, because at this stage in the game, they shouldn't be doing pins, but they did pins. So what I'm going to do with that is just ignore it, because again, $750, I didn't pay much for this figure. It's not that I don't like the character, but this was for a Build-A-Figure piece, pure and simple. And now I got all the Build-A-Figure pieces, so now I got the figure. So now what do we do? Now we get to look at the figure. But you know, this was painful, to be honest. Vulcan, Maggot, and this guy. This is the least painful of the bunch. I have to say that this is definitely the least painful of the bunch, so that's a plus. But God, it's just, what do you say? What do you do? I mean, and he's kind of plain. Don't get me wrong, he's kind of plain too. You know, I said that same thing about Vulcan because there's just nothing there. I mean, it's just the Vulcan body, which I think was a selling point, and that was it. And people did buy it, but I want to see the new book. But you know, there was nothing there for Darwin, you know, except for Anthony's Customs. You know, that he kind of made Darwin famous somehow. It's kind of a joke, but it happened, and that's not a bad thing. Sometimes some characters like this need to do that and just need to, you know, get a chance to resonate, because they can, and that's Darwin for you. I do crack up that it was Darwin that kind of took off, but hey, whatever. He's decent enough. This has been a tough year because it put out, you know, and again, this is what I keep saying. I keep saying sales are down. It's because you put out, you know, as much as I kind of like this character, I have to admit this figure is not great. If I had paid more than $7 for it, I would say I got ripped off. I paid $7 for it. I think that's about right. So, you know, I mean, you kind of did it to yourselves by putting out crappy figures and then expecting us to just buy them because you say, buy this. No, you don't do that. And it seems to me with all the stuff I see showing up at Ollie's, we didn't do that. And, you know, I also hope they slow down the release schedule, because, God, there was so much stuff last year. It was like, like 175 or something like that. I can't remember, 73, 173 or something. Which for that line is ridiculous. I mean, you do the math, 25 a pop, man. Jesus, man. You know there's some deluxe figures in there and stuff. And I found myself passing on a lot that ended up going to Ollie's. And then you get it on that 20% off in addition to the other sale, and you're like, got it. It's mine. And I was able to build Bone Breaker, which is next. So stay tuned for that. That'll wrap up Infinite Realms. This is Darwin. I don't care. I like him. That's all I'm saying about it. I like him. But you take care. Have a good day.